Hello and welcome, fellow adventurers. This is going to be another short video in preparation of my Dresden's Tale YouTube series. In this video, we're going to talk about something I did this week. I uploaded Dresden's Tale Volume 1 onto Kindle. I've got some other stories there, which we're going to talk about. But if you're in a hurry and you'd rather read it than listen to it, it is there available for Kindle readers, and I think pretty much any e-reader. You can get the widget to copy it or to read it, to buy it. The majority of that money goes directly to me. Amazon gets their own little bit, so this is one way that you can support my efforts here. Now, hopefully, nobody's too freaked out about the recording here. I'm going no glasses. I've got this kind of blurry thing in front of me. I can roughly see that I'm pointing the right direction. It was too much glare, too much shadow. So you always see stories about TV shows and how they take the lenses out of people's glasses and stuff like that. Well, there's a reason for it, apparently. So we're going to give this a try, see how it goes. Like I said, I have other stories available on the Amazon store, on the Kindle Store, I believe is the proper term. So if you have Kindle Unlimited, which I believe is the service that you pay a little bit every month, I'm pretty sure all these stories are free for you. I still get a little bit of a cut there. If you don't have that service, then they're $2-3 a piece. Some of them are pretty short. Some of them are novelette length. So, just a quick rundown. I have the Wolf Hunter series, several short stories. One of them novelette length. Just give you a couple examples. One is the Outlaw Camberline Reynolds. All of these are done in kind of a Western fantasy motif, where I guess fantasy is the biggest part of that. You know, monsters, swords, magic, that kind of stuff. But it does have a Western feel to it. The title's definitely a look back to the outlaw Josie Wales, one of my favorite movies from that era. The longer Wolf Hunter story is The Book of Madness. Follows him trying to recover a magical tome and undoing the damage that was done by its reading. These have been on the store for a while. A few of you have probably looked at them. I've sold a few copies. One of the things I'm hoping that the Dresden's Tale project here on YouTube does is promote my other book sales, short story sales. I also have a series of horror stories based on the original writings of H.P. Lovecraft. Even 100 years ago, he had the foresight and the kindness to open up his copyrights to let people build on his work. And I am one of many that have done that, and to a very small degree with a few short stories. The Horror of Me Own is one that I'm proud of. I would definitely recommend anybody that likes that kind of horror, check it out, especially if you have a membership for Kindle. It is extremely short. It's only about 6,000 words if I remember right. So you can purchase it either way. It's not terribly expensive, but it's not necessarily your best value either. I also have a longer story set in the same, my version of the same world. And that is Transit to Shadow. It's about a pair of brothers, one a detective, one leading a life of crime in a crime family It's a little bit cliche, but it's something fun to work with. They both find themselves chasing the same case, and it, of course, being a horror, leads them off into interactions with some crazy cults, and they run into a few monsters here and there, and a lot of my horror stories are people finding out that how much the world is falling apart, and there's kind of an Illuminati feel to how in civilized areas that they're being lied to, and it's a very dystopian post return of the old ones world. One more story I want to mention. This is also based on one of my larger creative worlds, is Stellar Epiphany. I want to point it out because it's bad. Oh, it's bad. But it's so bad it's good. I was impressed with it at the time, but looking back on it, it's bad. You can very much tell the influence of what was going on in my life at the time. It's a vanity piece, but it's fun. It's funny for me looking back on it. I hope that if I talk anybody into reading it, that it's entertaining for them. Some of you might be able to identify with it a little bit. Anybody that's been in a bad relationship. Even if not, though, even if you've been lucky in your life, I think there's parts of it that are pretty damn funny, and I don't write humor very well, so if I impress myself, maybe I can impress somebody else too. So I want to thank you all for spending a few minutes with me. Once again, we're going to circle back. The main point of this video was to point out that Dresden's Tale Volume 1 is up and available to take a look at, read it over. There's some material there that's a little bit different than what's in the series. It's the difference between reading the written work and listening to me babble about it. And of course, that's only a few days away now, so you can read along as the YouTube series go, or handle that however you want to. It's not particularly long, only about 40,000 words. So, but whatever you do, I'm glad that you were here, and I wish you all an absolutely wonderful day.